Listen, brother, this Saturday night we gonna be knocking out Charles Olivera, brother. We gonna find out Saturday night. Big Goopa on top. Big Goopa on top. UFC 326 is tomorrow. These are my predictions for Olivera versus Holloway. We're rocking with Max on this one. We just have to pretend that he didn't say a damn thing about the burnt peanut. All right, starting off. This card is kind of butt at the bottom. We'll be totally honest. Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Gelato. Rodolfo Gelato, Oscar performance in one of his most recent fights. I believe it was against Paul Craig. An absolutely Oscar-winning performance. Up kick, pretends like he got knocked the fuck out. Fight's over. I don't trust Rodolfo Gelato with anything, and I will never pick him to win anything after that. We're rocking with Luke Fernandez. I want to say Gelato got knocked out in his last fight too. It was like, I think it was the fight of all time. No. It was against I almost said Aljamain Sterling. I don't remember his name, but the fight right before against Paul Craig, and then the Jimmy Crute fight was a draw. Yeah, we are not rocking with Rodolfo Gelato. Luke Fernandez, I think he's probably gonna get second round TKO. That's what I'm rocking with. Moving on, we've got Dr. Nugaje versus Rafael Tobias. Rafael Tobias, I'm pretty sure is stepping up on short notice because I've never heard of this guy. I've never seen him before. And I don't remember his name on Tapology whenever I was doing my predictions originally. So, we're going to rock with him. I don't think Nugaje is good. I think Nugaje is really bad. Who did he lost to Salty Baldiev last. Lost to Salty Baldiev and lost to Ribeiro. We are most certainly rocking with Rafael Tobias. Where's he from? Brazil? We'll say second round submission from Rafael Tobias. Moving on. Sumer Derji versus Jesus Aguilar. Who the fuck are these guys? I don't know a damn thing about either of them. And I really don't think it matters. Who is Sumer Derji fought? Borjas, Mitroposo, got knocked the fuck out by... No. Lost in a decision versus Charles Johnson. He decisioned Charles Johnson. He's not that bad. Not many people take Charles Johnson to decision. Most people get flatline KO'd or KO Charles Johnson. So, beat Garul last. Luis Garul is not good. What are their records? Who has the better record? We'll go based on that. We'll go Sumer Derji via decision, even though he has a worse record. All right, moving on. We got Cody Durden versus... How the fuck do you say this? Namjargal... Can the website not be fucking butt? Namjargal Tumendembarel. Namjargal Tumendembarel versus Cody Durden. We've got Genghis Khan versus one of the chiniest guys in the flyweight division. Cody Durden's chin is gone. It is evaporated. It does not exist anymore. I think he's probably going to be winning the first 2 rounds, maybe the first round and a half, and then he's going to get caught and put to sleep. I got Namjargal Tumendembarel via second or third round TKO. I think he'll be losing, and then he'll catch Cody Durden and kill him. All right, moving on. Ricky Tercios versus Alberto Montez. Ricky Tercios sucks. He is not good. Last fight doesn't exist. And there aren't very many Venezuelan fighters. So, obviously, the UFC is going to want to push Alberto Montez. I don't know a damn thing about this guy. Last fight, I want to say it was probably Contender Series. Contender Series versus Ricky... we'll rock with the Contender Series guy via decision. Just because Ricky Tercios sucks. I want to say he's on like a 3-fight losing streak. 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Chiwiwis and Sopaj. And Chiwiwis just isn't very good. We'll be talking about him in a moment. But yeah, Ricky Tercios, I think he probably... This guy looks a lot like Ilya. This guy looks a lot like Ilya now that I'm thinking about it. What the hell? Yeah, we're rocking with Great Value Ilya. I'm going to say he's going to slime out Ricky Tercios in the third. All right, moving on. Cody Brundage versus Dante Johnson. Cody Brundage, one of the least talented fighters to ever grace this earth. But, you know, no, he's going to get fucked up. I think Dante Johnson probably TKOs him in the first round. Cody Brundage has been increasingly more chinny as of late. I don't see him making it to the second round. I think Cody Brundage is going to die. All right, we're rocking first round KO from Dante Johnson. All right, Cody Garbrandt versus Zhao Long. Guys, in the year of our Lord 2026, the Cody Garbrandt title run is starting now. Cody Garbrandt is going to take Zhao Long. He's going to piece him up. Zhao Long is just not really good. I want to say he's probably one of these, if I had to guess, road to the UFC jobbers, getting a big step up in Cody Garbrandt because UFC really wants to push these road to the UFC guys, and it's a shot for Cody Garbrandt to hold on to his position. So I think Cody Garbrandt's probably going to piece this guy up. I got Cody Garbrandt in a very dominant decision. I think first round, tags him up, might get a takedown or so, because even though I wouldn't consider him to be a grappler, him mixing in the takedowns was something that really played into a lot of his success in that like 3-fight window before fighting Figgy again. So I think as long as Cody Garbrandt mixes it up, I think he wins by a very, very strong decision. Moving on. Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira.
My fellow Americans, we will be rematching Bruno Ferreira, and we will be knocking his bitch ass out. Bruno Ferreira barely beat old man Marvin Vettori. Let me be clear, Marvin Vettori is not UFC middleweight ranked caliber. Bruno Ferreira is not either. I will be avenging my loss and knocking Bruno Ferreira's bitch ass out. Cold. Thank you.
We got Brazilian Obama. Brazilian Obama is going to bomb Bruno Ferreira. I think Bruno will look good for, I don't know, half a round, and then he'll get caught. And then I think Brazilian Obama is going to hit him with a nasty knee to the body. Bruno Ferreira is going to start showing up, and then boom, right hook, boom, left hook, uppercut through the guard, crumples Bruno Ferreira, hammer fist, hammer fist, hammer fist. It's over. I think Brazilian Obama has gotten so much better. And although he got caught by Jared Cannonier, and he is chinny, I was still very impressed with his performance against Cannonier for the first round. He was beating Cannonier's ass. He was putting belt to ass against Jared Cannonier. And then he got caught. Obviously ended up losing the fight, got finished in the following round. But for one, almost, 40... For one entire round, basically, Gregory Rodriguez was putting belt to ass on, why am I forgetting his name? I just said it 5 seconds ago. Jared Cannonier. And I think he's going to do the same thing to Bruno Ferreira. I think he's going to beat him up. I don't think this will be close. I think Brazilian Obama is going to destroy Bruno Ferreira. Moving on. Michael Johnson versus Drew Dober. Those who know about this matchup, why is it doing this shit? Fuck the UFC website. But those who know about this matchup, they know that Drew Dober is going to slime out Michael Johnson. Absolutely mercilessly, turning off the body cam. I said stop resisting! Boom, 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 boom! This fight has been years in the making, and Drew Dober has finally come to collect. The bell tolls for us all, Michael Johnson, and the Grim Reaper has come for you. Drew Dober will be sliming out Michael Johnson in less than 2 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in the second, but this will end in a knockout. And Drew Dober will not be the one getting chinned. That's all I have to say. Drew Dober is going to slime out Michael Johnson because he gets a power-up. We all know this. All right, moving on. Chee-wee-wees versus Rob Font. It's been damn near I want to say the last time Chiwiwis fought was at the Sphere. It's been like a year and a half since we've seen Chiwiwis.
Hopefully he's gotten better, but we don't know. Obviously, the UFC wants Chiwiwis to win this, so if it goes to a decision and it's somewhat close, they will be giving it to Raul Rosas, but my mind is telling me Rob Font is going to beat up Raul Rosas Jr. for 3 straight rounds, and it'll be a very dominant decision. Potentially even a 3rd round TKO. But there's something inside me that says, no, Chiwiwis is actually going to be much more improved than the last time we saw him. And I kind of think that he's going to beat Rob Font. That's what my gut is telling me. My brain is telling me Chiwiwis is going to be embarrassed. This is going to be the worst performance of his career. Rob Font will piece him the fuck up. But I can't commit to that. So I won't. And I'm going to say Chiwiwis gets it done. Oh, man. That's a foolish mistake. But we're rocking with it. We're staying with it. This ain't no fence time MMA. We've made our choice. Chiwiwis via 29-28 decision. It will be very close. People will look back on it very similarly to, what is it? The Patty fight against, what the hell is his name? Jared Gordon. This is going to be looked at like the Patty versus Jared Gordon fight. Chiwiwis is going to be very confident afterwards, going to think that he won definitively, and people are going to be like, robbery, fuck Chiwiwis. That's what I'm rocking with. I got Raul Rosas winning a not very convincing decision. Moving on. God, that's the fucking feature fight? That's such a butt-ass feature fight. That should be the opener of the prelims. That really fucking sucks, I'll be honest. This card is high-key mid as shit. All right, we got Caio Borralho versus Reiner de Quitter. Ooh, this is tough. This is a tough one. This is a very interesting stylistic matchup. Reiner likes to throw a lot of knees, and he's a big jiu-jitsu guy, but, you know, does most of his work in the clinch. And I want to say Caio is a really good grappler, but loves to, like, poke at range. So I think this will be a very interesting stylistic matchup. Honestly, I have no idea who's going to win this, though. My gut is telling me Caio, though. Just because quitting on the stool twice now. This isn't even the first time he's quit on the stool. This is the 2nd time. And he did it against Brendan Allen. That doesn't inspire a ton of confidence going forward. I think Brendan Allen is talented, but he has arguably the worst fight IQ in the entire middleweight division. Maybe only above Marvin Vettori. But Reiner lost to him after beating Bobby Knuckles. Who do I think is better at this point in time in their career? Caio or Bobby Knuckles? If I had to say so, probably Caio. I think Caio beats Bobby Knuckles. But does Caio beat Reiner? I think so. I think Caio wins a very close decision. I think this will be a really good scrap. I think this will be an incredible fight. But I'm leaning towards Caio. I think Caio wins probably 29-28 decision. I think Reiner has a really gritty 2nd round more than likely. I think Reiner probably wins 1st round, has a really gritty 2nd round, but loses, and then loses the 3rd round. I think it's going to be a very gritty win, come from behind for Caio Borralho. Moving on.
Listen, brother. Big Goopa's trying to come for Charles, brother. We gonna find out Saturday night if Charles can take the belt off me, brother. I think that Max Holloway is going to show levels. I think he's going to have an all-time performance. I think we are going to come away from this fight looking at Charles very differently. I think that how people looked at Charles after the Ilya fight was like, oh shit, Charles is washed up. And he came back and fought Gamrot. And then he came back and fought, not Gamrot. Was it Gamrot? Yeah, it was Gamrot. And then he came back and fought, who else did he fight? Because I want to say he's on a 2-fight win streak. No, it's only Gamrot. Okay. So he came back and he fought Gamrot, subbed him in 2 rounds, looked incredible, but Gamrot doesn't have anything on the feet. I think that Charles is a lot older and a lot slower than he used to be.
I think that skill-wise, he's at his peak. But in terms of athleticism, which is important to Charles, he's nowhere near where he used to be. And I think Max is going to show levels and piece up Charles. I think Charles maybe wins a round, but Max is going to dominate him for 5 rounds. I think that he'll have an even better performance than he did against Poirier, because I think Poirier is stylistically more of a threat to Max than Olivera is. I don't think Oliveira's wrestling is good enough to get Max to the ground, and if he does, Max is going to get to his feet pretty quickly. Volk really wasn't able to wrestle Max like that, and I don't think Charles will be able to either. I think that Max is going to keep it on the feet, and I think Charles is going to want to try and keep it on the feet until later in the fight. I think later on he's going to go to the grappling to try and mix things up when he's down, but I think it'll be too little too late. Max is going to piece him the fuck up. I think we're going to see a very dominant 49-46 decision from Max Holloway, where he puts on an absolutely killer performance. And then I think he should be fighting Arman next. That's what I really hope. I hope that Ilya comes back for the White House card. I hope it's Gaethje versus Ilya at the White House. Max fights Arman. Obviously, I'd prefer Max to beat Arman because I like Max more. But in terms of the lightweight division, and just realistically, I do think Arman would win. And then that sets up Arman for a title shot. But Arman needs to fight somebody now before then. And then I think that he'll get that shot against Max later on. But yeah, I think Max Holloway is going to show levels, going to beat up Charles Oliveira, put belt to ass.
Listen, brother, Big Goopa, you know, the burnt peanut, he owes me some fucking matches, brother. I'm going to take Big Goopa out there and we're going to show level to Charles, brother. We're going to find out Saturday night.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think is going to happen. The fact that Max is definitively a burnt peanut fan definitely affects his legacy, though, I must say. It is a massive stain on his legacy. Potentially worse to his legacy than what John Jones did to his wife. But I digress. We're rocking with Max this fight. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below who you think will win, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.